All right, guys. This video is not going to be a very harsh video. This is just going to be mostly me reporting the news, and then after I'll probably give just a couple opinions on it, some vanilla opinions, because I like most of the people, most of the parties involved in this situation. Well, I should take that back because I don't really. Here's the thing. All right, this is about Manny Pacquiao and Adrien Broner and this fight not happening. I like Adrien Broner a lot. I've said that in the video before. I don't care about the fact that he has two losses. I'm still gonna ride with this man because I think he's a great fighter. Well, I think he's at least a really damn good fighter, and I feel like the problem that he faced was the fact that he ended up going to 147 too quickly, and he didn't allow his game to develop between divisions. You don't just jump from 135 and go up to 147. What's the matter with you? But um, hopefully Adrien Broner, he's on the right path now. He's on the straight and narrow, and he can get it done. He might not be able to recover and turn his career around, but I still find him an entertaining fighter to watch in and out of the ring. And also, there's Manny Pacquiao. I like Manny Pacquiao. Now, a lot of you guys might be thinking, you might be saying to yourself, what? Well, you see, here's the thing. Even though I'm a Floyd Mayweather fan, even though Floyd Mayweather is my favorite fighter of all time, it does not mean I'm a bigot. Okay, it does not mean I just don't like Manny Pacquiao because I'm a Mayweather fan. No, just because you like Mayweather does not mean you don't have to like Manny Pacquiao. They're both really great fighters. They both did great things throughout their careers, juice or not. I mean, here's my thing about Manny Pacquiao. All right, I like Manny Pacquiao, but you don't have to be a fucking expert to tell that there are some fishy things that come from his side. Okay, like I get mad. I get frustrated at Manny Pacquiao. I also get mad. I get frustrated about Floyd Mayweather too. But Manny Pacquiao is just ridiculous when just the things that you hear and how the media they kind of coddle this man. I mean, the shoulder injury to the whole how people try to portray the fight not happening with Floyd Mayweather at first. It's just absurd. Floyd Mayweather asked for a blood test, and Manny Pacquiao says no. All of a sudden, Floyd Mayweather is ducking Manny Pacquiao. They get real. That makes no sense at all. But yeah, as a fighter, I like Manny Pacquiao because he has done some great things, and he is a very entertaining fighter, and I think that he should be appreciated. In fact, I'll even go as far as to say this. When it came to him fighting Timothy Bradley, even though that wasn't the fight I really, really wanted to see, I had no problem I had no problem with that fight because my thing was I feel like fighters that have had the careers like Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao deserve the right to choose how they end their career. You see what I'm saying? I feel like they deserve fighters like Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather, Juan Manuel Marquez. They deserve the right to decide what type of fight, what their last fight is going to look like, or at least who their opponent is, and it would have been nice. Sure, it would have been nice for Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather to pass the torch, or at least give one of these young lions a shot. But it is what it is. I mean, I'm not gonna start trashing them for everything they did just because they didn't fight that one fighter that you guys wanted them to fight. Mayweather is not a less of a fighter because he fought Andre Berto for his last fight. And Manny Pacquiao is not less of a fighter because he fought Timothy Bradley again for his last fight. I don't think it is. What I would have a problem with though is if Floyd Mayweather or Manny Pacquiao they decide that Andre Berto or Timothy Bradley was their last fight, then they came and they called that was quote unquote their retirement, and then they came back out of retirement to fight another bum. No, you can't do that now. You are retired. If you come back, I don't want to see you fighting a bum unless you have some kind of a 2-fight deal where you have a tune-up fight and then a superstar. I don't want to see you fighting no bums anymore. Okay, so you're on the hot seat now. Anyway, let's get to the sauce of the video, or not the sauce, the main course. So basically, there's been some talk about Adrien Broner and Manny Pacquiao getting it on. And we all know that Manny Pacquiao said he was retiring from boxing so he can be a senator in the Philippines. So But however, Bob Arum's still been spreading around that this idea that Adrien Broner and Manny Pacquiao, they might fight and whatnot. And so earlier this week, Bob Arum says to the media that Adrien Broner priced himself out. Now this is funny to me because 78 Sports TV made this very perfect. He put it out there, and he couldn't have put it in a better way, in a better format, perspective, whatever. He says that it's funny how these same tribalistic fans of Manny Pacquiao, they're justifying the fact that Adrien Broner and Manny Pacquiao might fight because Adrien Broner's a big name and whatnot. But when it comes to the fact that Adrien Broner decides, you know what, I want to get the money that I deserve, you guys have an issue with that. If he's a big star, pay him like he is a big star. Okay, no doubt about it that Adrien Broner will probably bring more asses to the seats than the Timothy Bradley 3 fight. I can bet money. I mean, it's Adrien Broner. Just imagine all the trash talk that'll come with the fight, the build up. I would watch that fight. Hell, I'd pay for that fight. It's not like it's fucking Saul Canelo Alvarez versus Amir Khan. It's not like it's Gennady Golovkin versus Kell Brook. No, that's a. I mean, even though I do think Manny Pacquiao would wash Adrien Broner, I still think I will still have fun watching that fight. And yeah, and so, and I love Adrien Broner's response too. You know, pay me what I deserve. It's like, here's the thing, man. It's like these fighters, when they go to PBC and they're working with Al Heyman, it's like they tasted that bread. I can only, I don't know how much money was being offered to Adrien Broner, of course. I can only speculate. But I'm guessing that if the fight were to have taken place with Adrien Broner and Manny Pacquiao, the thing is, Adrien Broner, we all know that Manny Pacquiao would definitely be the A side, of course. So more than likely, Adrien Broner will be fighting on HBO. And we all know that HBO this year has been having budget cuts. Remember, they're playing so many fights on pay-per-view because of their budget issues. So I think that also came into play. And so it's just like they probably can't afford Adrien Broner. But for Bob Arum to go out to the media and say that Adrien Broner is pricing himself out, it's like, wait a minute, look, Adrien Broner, I don't know how much money was on the table and how much was offered to Adrien Broner, but I'm only just assuming because just from Bob Arum's track record. If Adrien Broner can make, upwards of $1 million fighting on PBC, fighting on Spike TV, fighting with Al Heyman and some of the fighters that he presents him, why the fuck are you gonna pay him, crumbs fighting the Manny Pacquiao who, it just makes no sense. I think that Adrien Broner, even though I think Timothy Bradley is a great fighter, Adrien Broner definitely draws in a lot more attention and is more of an attraction than Timothy Bradley. So if Timothy Bradley can get a guaranteed amount of $4 million, Adrien Broner should get, in my opinion, $5 million, $6 million. I don't know, but Adrien Broner definitely deserves more money than Tim Bradley. So it's just when Bob Arum says Adrien Broner priced himself out, I cringe a little bit. I think about it, it's just like, that's just you. I didn't know how much money was on that table. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying Adrien Broner is right, but this is how I'm assuming the situation went down. Okay, Bob Arum can't afford Adrien Broner, especially with the whole HBO budget cuts, and that's the problem that other promoters are going to be having from this point forward when they're negotiating with Al Heyman fighters. Don't get mad at these fighters because they want to start getting money. They deserve that money. They train for their lives for it. They signed up for a brutal sport. It's everybody knows how one punch can not only end your career, it can end your life. Just look at what happened to that one guy that Sergey Kovalev fought. I mean, shit, people be going into comas for weeks. And you telling me that these fighters don't deserve to get paid? Fuck out of here. I hate when people say that, price themselves out. A fighter priced himself out. I mean, get real, man. I even said in that Kell Brook video, I can't hate a fighter for wanting more money. It only becomes an issue to me when there's not that much. If there's a certain amount of money on the pot, and that fighter thinks that they deserve more money on that pot when they're unproven, like fucking Gennady Golovkin. But anyway, Now here's another thing I want to talk about. Okay, so Manny Pacquiao, I think he posted something on the media. I don't know if it's Facebook somewhere, and he basically says that all the reports about Manny Pacquiao maybe coming back for a return fight, they're false. It's not true, whatever. I find that fishy too. I find that very fishy because Manny Pacquiao, he decides to drop that message to the public after it's confirmed that an Adrien Broner fight with Manny Pacquiao is not going to happen. So here's why I think went down. Because we already heard from Michael Kantz that Manny Pacquiao never had any interest in fighting Terrence Crawford. So what I think happened was Manny Pacquiao only gave Bob Arum two options. He said, I'm either going to fight Adrien Broner or you're gonna give me a Floyd Mayweather rematch, and Manny Pacquiao's probably waiting now on that. Manny Pacquiao, he got to do his Senate thing. He's in the Philippines, saving lives, doing whatever. So you're gonna have to give him a fight that's gonna bring not just him, but that whole country a lot of money. And we all know that a fight with Floyd Mayweather, shit, that'll save that. You can buy a whole country with that money, shit. $100 million. Damn, he got paid a lot after that Mayweather fight. But anyway, these are just some of my thoughts with the whole Manny Pacquiao versus Adrien Broner situation. I find it very fishy that Manny Pacquiao waits until after it's confirmed that Adrien Broner is not going to be fighting Manny Pacquiao. I think Bob Arum and Manny Pacquiao probably thought it was something and whatnot. But yeah, these are just my thoughts. A casual fan here. I'm not an expert on the sport, but you don't have to be an expert to give your opinion on something. So take it easy, y'all.